Alright, we're going to move on to less depressing things. Just about cried when I pulled the top off of that. You got some water in it, and that sucks, but I didn't know it wasn't going to be picked up right away, or I would have never built the fucking crate for it. I would have just built the crate and put the motor in it whenever they decided to come get it. But what are you going to do? I tried to clean it up the best I could, cycled the motor around a little bit, and God, I hope it's good still. So on to better things. We're going to mix some paint up for the big block now while the Bondo and stuff dries. Sorry about the language, but it's a little disturbing. So a lot of work in that. All right, got some large paint here, and we're gonna mix it up. Single stage, 4-to-1. If you want to put a reducer in it, you can. If you don't have to. Reducer is optional. I don't know what happens to my screwdriver over here, but it always disappears. It doesn't matter how many I put over there. Doesn't matter. If you want to lose a screwdriver, you just set it on this bench right here. So yeah, got the gun cleaned out, and we'll stir this stuff up. Didn't use a shaker. I know HBR. Every once in a while, HBR will leave a comment on one of my videos, and he likes the paint shaker. I don't ever use it. I don't know why, but I just do it this way. We lightly scuff the block. I just scuffed it with some red Scotch spray pad. Put a little tooth on the X primer that we sprayed last night. Got the fan running, the sun's out, it's still humid as hell here today, so anywho, mix this up, put a little accelerator in it so it dries quick, and Damien said he likes painting the motors in separate pieces because it gives that layered look, and I like that too, where you can see the gaskets and stuff. I don't like to paint the motor and then or put it all together and then paint all the bolts and stuff. I like it to all be separate. So I'm thinking that's probably more than enough. I always mix too much. We can always mix more, right? So we use a little 5 hardener in here. This takes the same hardener as the clear, the single stage. It's 4-to-1. And I painted a lot of blocks. I know Yahooban was sort of surprised that you could use car paint, but we've never had an issue. And I don't know what you'd put in paint to make it resistant to heat, but normally heat paint burns off anyway. We've all experienced. You buy the high heat paint for your headers, and they're all pretty until you start the car up, and then they're bare metal again. So I think paint's all the same, and I don't know if there's anything you can put in it to make it not come off with heat. But this stuff's good. On an engine block, I've done it a couple times now, never had a problem with it. So, and I even did one in base coat clear for a guy who wanted it a real funky color with a lot of, he wanted Tommy Chute metallic in it. The whole car had metallic. So, sort of a rat rod type thing, but a pretty rat rod. And it was crazy. Had a puke green block with lots of metallic in it. Sort of cool. And then they ended up changing it all, and ended up not doing it that way. Let me get the mask. Get this knocked out before lunch. I'll come out here after lunch, knock some of that Bondo down, and then we'll get that stuff in epoxy. And I'll be doing body work on this bug throughout the week. Using the DeVelvis GTI. I'm going to narrow the fan a little bit, of course. We're doing an engine block, you know. Normally I don't narrow my fan. I just spray it wide open because I feel like it sets you up for runs. Here we go. Man, that compressor's noisy. So anyway, that's where we're at. And let that flash off for a second, and then we'll put another coat on there. I forgot to put the accelerator in there, so it is pretty warm today though, so it should kick quick with the 5 in there. So this has got about the same flash time as the 52 clear. It's very consistent to that. It's more of a, well, it's a medium solid. It's not a high solid single stage, it's a medium solid. This is why it uses the same hardener as the clear, and it also has the same mixture as the medium solid, which is 4:1. So all our high solid clears are 2:1. Some of them are 2:1 to a certain percentage of reducer, or some guys like to spray it right out of the gun thick, like syrup. So we got a guy at a body shop that was using the HB clear, which is clear they flooded the market with here through Finish Masters, and it's 2:1, $100, $120 for a liter of it. You know, it comes in liters, and you get the hardener and the clear for 120 bucks, and couldn't compete with it, you know, being that it was a 2:1, and a lot of people liked it. And when that silver sail clear came out, it just knocked that stuff out of the market up here. Everybody's using that now, so I really like the silver sail. It was an upper end company that just didn't make it, you know. I don't know how much of a supply they have of it. It's the only problem. So whether they bought the company itself and you know, they're still mixing the chemicals, or if it's just a closeout type deal, it'll be gone when it's gone. But silver sail was at NACE, and they had a pretty impressive booth. They actually had a full line of paint. They had the base coat, they had waterborne, and they had several different clears. And I talked to the guy for quite a while, and I didn't know that Matrix was going to pick the company up, and it appears that's what's happened. So that's why I've been using a little of that stuff lately. It's a little not what I used to use, you know, but it works real well. So alrighty, she's tacked up. Put the mask back on because you don't want to breathe this stuff. You don't want to breathe any of it, but single stage is just as deadly as clear. You know, you'll paint your motor and go inside and sit down, and 30 minutes, when the clear kicks off in your chest, you'll be not breathing very well. There we go. We'll give it one more coat. Put 3 on there. Give it a nice build, and we'll get nice and hard with that hardener in there, and it'll be good to go. We'll wipe those well plugs out with some lacquer thinner when I get done, so we don't have a issue with the freeze plugs going in the block. I should have taped those off, but I figured a little extra paint inside the block won't hurt anything. And yeah, so yep, so we're moving right along today, getting some stuff done. Hopefully Hans will be on time today. We might be able to make it to Orlando, go to a speed shop, check that out. Need to get some parts for the old big block. I need a oil pump stud, which I've seen them misplaced. I like to use a stud there instead of a bolt. And I need to buy an oil pan, and my pan's all rusted up, got left outside somehow. And just little odds and ends, little stuff, you know. I think we're actually going to run a fuel pump on the motor this time instead of the electric pump at the back of the car, because those are really loud. I got a Carter pump for this motor. It's a high volume, 6-port or whatever. It's got, you know, the extra volume. You have to run a regulator with it, but it's mounted to the motor. You can actually run alcohol through it. Some of the guys who are running their carburetors with their small blocks, they are running this particular, Edelbrock has one, and Carter has it, and you can run alcohol or gas through it. But they were running those manual pump on the motor for alcohol, and they were working out, so pretty stout pump. Anyway, this was like watching paint dry, huh? Take you off the stand, shake you up a little bit, walk it around. It's looking pretty good. Nice and chainy. And yeah, you just get a different look with the car paint than you do with the spray bomb, you know, a little cleaner, I guess. But anywho, should have painted around that pump a little different, I think, but I just taped off the whole machine surface there, and we'll deal with that later. If I got to, I'll touch it up. So I didn't dress the back of the block up. You can tell the difference there where you don't, you know, take the casting flash down a little bit. All right, I'll go ahead and shut this off. Throw one more coat of paint on there. Hope I didn't get too much overspray on my control arms. I forgot to cover those up. They feel pretty good. Not getting much, and it's going right out the fan. So we'll knock this Bondo down after lunch, let it sit for a little while, and had a little something on the top of this fender, so I figured I'd hit it one more time, and a little something right there. But that fender will be done then, and got it cleaned up in here a little bit, and did a little more sanding, blended out where the pads were at. And I got to take these cables out of here or tape them up, and then we're going to put some epoxy down on this. So getting a little bit done today, and hopefully once I get this painted, I can start assembling the A-arms and all that stuff and make it a roller again. So I'll get Hans to help me get this rear end out today, and we'll get it sandblasted up and painted, and put it back in the car so we can roll it around. So there we go. That's what's going on. I'll try to turn this back on in a little bit and show you the block a little later and stuff like that. So again, I apologize for the language there. I know some of you don't like that kind, but it's very disheartening sometimes. You know, it just slips out, and I do the best I can with it. Used to be a lot worse, so it's better from making videos, and learning how to talk without cussing every other word is hard, you know, if you're used to talking like that. But making the videos have helped me change my vocabulary a little bit, and you know, helped me with a lot of stuff other than that, you know. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and if you like it, push the like button, and if you don't like it, push the other one. But I don't like that kind, so be careful with that one. You guys have a good one.